the insane name of the stream. It is practically not pronounceable. Got him. That was such a cool take. Oh man. What is up, guys, and welcome to another episode of Connecticut Angler. First of all, let me start off by showing you a pretty sad sight. Yeah, you guys see that? Yeah. Yep, that was my 5-weight until I rolled it up in my window the other day. Anyway, all the more reason to get a new one, right? Luckily, I do have my 3-weight with me today, so that's what I'll be using. But probably the more interesting thing is the insane name of the stream that I'm going to be fishing at today. It is practically not pronounceable. I'm gonna try it. Okay, I have to go check my sheet again. Okay. Yes, I need a cheat sheet to be able to say this properly. Naromiyocknowhusunkatankshunk Brook. Yeah, that's really the name of this stream. One more time. Naromiyocknowhusunkatankshunk Brook. And I'm gonna tell you right now, guys, I rehearsed that for like good 20 minutes this morning because I wanted to be able to just like bust it out as if I could just say this normally, just on the spur of the moment. Nah, it didn't work out. However, this brook also goes by a much easier to pronounce alternative name, Morrissey Brook. This is out in Litchfield County. It's a brook I have never fished before. I drove about an hour, even from my own home in Western Connecticut, to get here. So this is way over on the western side of the state. And I am very excited to fish this brook for the first time and see what we can do. Now, we're mostly going to be catching stocked fish here. This is a stocked stream, which I believe was stocked, I don't know, like a week ago, maybe? I'm just kind of ballparking it here. We're gonna try it out. We're gonna see what we could do. I'm thinking I'm gonna be throwing a dry dropper rig because this is a pretty damn small stream. I actually already looked upstream just to kind of scope this place out, and I believe I've already got a visual confirmation of a couple fish a little bit further upstream. But first things first, gonna get geared up, get the waders on, get the rod rigged up, and we are gonna hit the water and see what we can do here on Naromiyocknowhusunkatankshunk Brook. I think I got it that time. I'll have to check my sheet again. Okay, guys. So here we go. Let's see what we can find on this little stream. Again, first time I've ever been. Okay, we've got some awfully shallow, crystal clear water here. About 60 feet upstream, I can see one fish holding. And I see another fish that appears to be rising over in the shadows over there. These are the only two fish I have a visual on. Now, there is also a pretty large pool over here under this bridge, and apparently that's a really popular stocker pool because as I was getting ready, somebody mentioned to me that he thought I was too early, that I had gotten here before the stockings were done. Because usually you can actually just see the fish just sitting in that pool. I think he's actually got it reversed. I think the stockings, since they've already happened a week ago, people have come and cleaned out that easy to fish pool, and there's just nothing left in them. But there are a couple of these fish which look like they've spread out a little bit upstream here. Because this is very shallow water. It'll be very, very easy to spook these fish if I continue trying to sit here and talk rather than making sure I target all the areas where these fish could be holding. I'm working with the 3-weight here today. We are fishing a dry dropper rig with elk hair caddis up top and a size 16 pheasant tail trailing down below. Let's just make sure there's no fish over here in the shadows. Trying to gauge how my nymph is working here. Is it sinking straight away? Certainly trailing on the bottom. Yeah, I feel like I need to shorten this at least a little bit. I feel like it's a little bit too long. I was fishing this in some faster water the other day, so I had quite a bit of extra line beneath the dry fly. I'm going to shorten that to maybe from the 2 feet that it is now down to maybe about 16 to 18 inches. I think that'll work a little bit better. Okay, I actually see 2 fish up ahead of me. There's the one that I spooked earlier. He's right back into his lie though. He may be feeding again. Gotta drop that first cast there. No interest, but at least it didn't spook them. Second cast. This one was almost beside these couple fish. They didn't spook, though they also showed no interest. Okay, so I need to get this out in front of them. Cast fell short also. Oh, I see a couple more fish out there. Okay. This needs to be a longer cast though. I keep on falling kind of short. Got him. All right. Boy, he came right up to me. Now that he saw me, he's trying to get away again. Awesome. This is so fun. I want to try to keep my distance from these other fish because I don't want to spook them. There's a chance that I can get another fish or two out of here, so. All right, whoa. I mean, what an awesome start to the day. I mean, I've been on this river for what? All of 5 minutes right now, and we've already gotten ourselves a fish. Just a beautiful little rainbow, beautiful little stalker fish. All right, let's get him right back in the water and see if we can catch any of his buddies, huh? All right, guys, not too bad. We've been in this river for barely 5 minutes, already got into our first fish. I still have a visual on a couple more fish over here that we have a shot at. And, you know, for certain, there's a whole lot more water to come. So I'm very excited to see what we could do here. But yeah, that fish took that size 16 pheasant tail, took it with very little hesitation. Now again, these fish have probably already been fished to quite a bit, but in most cases, they're probably getting either kind of chunky live bait like trout worms, or they're getting, you know, kind of aggressive, shiny spinning lures. So a lot of times when these fish are kind of burnt out and not really interested in those sorts of offerings, throwing these little nymphs can be the ticket for getting them to continue biting, even when they're pressured. But anyway, let's get right back to it, guys. Let's keep moving. We're gonna move very, very carefully. Okay. Fish did inspect the nymph. He turned as if he was gonna take and then made the decision not to commit. Oh, this fish is looking at the nymph. Does he take? He does not take. Okay. You know, the problem is this water is just crystal clear. And even though I'm using a dry dropper rig, which is, you know, really a pretty delicate rig, it makes very, very little commotion when it drops. It's still really hard to place a cast that doesn't scare these fish a little bit. Do we have a taker? We got a taker. Oh, no. Ooh, a couple fish raced out from the shadows, actually, and went for it even before I could get a take from the fish that I thought was going to be interested in it. Boy, this water is crystal clear, guys. Like, this is all just sight fishing right now. I'm sure that under circumstances where there is maybe a little more recent rain, you know, it wouldn't be nearly as easy to see to the bottom of each of these pools, but with the current conditions, this is all sight fishing so far. Who knows, the character of this river may change for all I know. We may get up to some rapids or some cascades. I don't know. I truly don't know what to expect. But here, I mean, I can tell you there's exactly one fish that I'm casting to right now. I don't know, maybe this fish was recently caught, but he doesn't seem interested. Yeah, the fact that I'm like walking up to this fish, the fish is literally right here, guys. I'm walking up to him. So he had to have been caught recently and he's recovering. I feel like I could literally just touch him with my rod tip. Yeah, I'm not gonna do it. There's no reason to harass the fish, but yeah. There we go. We've got a giant fallen tree that goes across the river here. Now, I don't want to go onto these people's property. There's a ton of brush over here. I think I really want to just walk right under that tree, or maybe just straddle over the tree. But certainly I'll spook anything that might be in this shadowy pool beneath the tree if I just charge in there right now. So at the very least, I'm going to put an exploratory cast out here. Well, continuing my trek through here, and you know, again, for the most part, as I approach a lot of these pools, I can already see very clearly whether or not there is or isn't a fish there, which is taking a lot of the mystery out of it, to be honest. You know, this is just the reality of sunny days, clear water, and low flows. Okay, so I'm definitely seeing footprints on the riverbank here that look pretty fresh. So somebody came up here probably even just earlier this morning, which might explain why maybe some of these pools have been flushed out. Oh, well, this is kind of obnoxious. There's actually a rainbow sitting over there, nestled right up to the bank underneath one of these overhanging logs that I'm sure was taking cover amongst all these sticks. Of course, it makes it awfully tough for me to get through, and it's certainly not fishable. Gosh, look at this. It's just a wall of brush here. A wall of brush here. I'm gonna have to actually get completely out of the brook over here and take a long way around in order to continue fishing. Yeah, you know, guys, this is the issue with some of these smaller streams sometimes, is that the brush is just so overgrown, and you know, people don't come through here often enough to mash it down, and it can be a huge pain. Not only just a huge pain, but you know, you can rip holes in your waders, and of course, during those warmer months of the year, you're covered in all kinds of bugs. It's just horrible. Oh, there's a fish out there. Oh, two fish. I think I stopped before they're able to see me. Boy, I could borrow a bow and arrow cast right out to this fish. In fact, this fish I'm about to cast to, I could damn near touch it with my rod if I reached my arm out. And I think he really doesn't see me yet. Well, here we go, guys. Let's see what happens. Okay, no reaction. Oh, do we have a taker? Ooh, he sized it up, he looked interested, then turned away at the last moment. Wow. Huh. Yeah, I mean, this fish just isn't interested. Has every chance in the world to take it. He's just not taking. Yeah, so now that I've moved out in front of this big mess of sticks, those two fish are actually holding right under this mess of sticks. Of course, there's no way I can target them at this point, and I think they've long seen me already anyway. We got a nice little channel over here. I don't see any fish in the lower portion of the channel, but I can't see much in the upper portion of the channel, so definitely gonna make sure I put a couple casts through there before I start moving. But I'll tell you what, guys, I'm really having a good time so far in this stream. I mean, a little stream like this, each one of them is like a puzzle. You kind of have to piece together how to target the fish on that particular stream. Because each one of these small streams really does have its own unique character, its own unique topography and features. But it is fun trying to put that puzzle together and seeing what you can come up with. I'm doing a whole lot of walking, it seems, through a whole lot of extremely shallow water. And it's really kind of continued on the same trajectory that it's been, which is to say I'm not really bumping into too many spots that look promising. Water still very crystal clear, so for the most part I can already see in most spots whether or not there's a fish before I even cast. Oh, well, I'm sitting here like an idiot talking to you guys. I just flushed a fish out of the shadow from like 6 inches of water, and I just flushed him out almost right at my feet. So I really need to stop talking to the camera and shut up and start fishing. Is he gonna stay? So, guys, this is kind of funny. I mean, I was walking up to this pool, I got within 12 feet, and this kind of shape that I saw in the bottom of the pool wasn't moving at all. And I thought, there's no way that's a fish. So I approached closer, and now I'm about 6 feet away. I'm to where I could reach out and touch it with my rod. And in fact, it definitely is a fish who's just sitting here holding, and just kind of isn't doing anything, I guess. You know what? Let me put the camera underwater and see if I can get some underwater shots of him. Yeah, so, this is kind of what happens when you put domesticated trout into a stream. I mean, you have some that really just do act totally domesticated. So here again, guys, evidence that people have been plodding along on this river. Certainly before I got here. We have actually 2 different footprints here, so there's been a couple people up through this stream very, very recently. I mean, these footprints really look fresh. I mean, they're in wet mud, so you'd think that they would sort of deform after a short amount of time if, say, they had only been here maybe 3 days ago or 4 days ago. But I mean, it really looks like maybe they even came through here just this morning. Guys, I'm not gonna lie, I am beginning to get kind of skeptical that we're gonna have all that much more success on the stream right now. I just think this is kind of the perfect storm of circumstances. Namely, we've got low water for this time of year. We've got extremely clear water. It is just bluebird skies, sunny day. And likely multiple people have been up through this stream at least since yesterday afternoon, more likely just earlier than I got here this morning. So I have a lot working against me here. But I'm still gonna do my damnedest to nab one more fish on this stream, and it's gonna feel all that much more sweet if I'm able to do it in the face of all of these roadblocks to my success. So this is kind of interesting. We have an old dam here. So any fish that we're trying to move upstream for one reason or another are going to be stuck here at this dam. Now that said, there's a lot of current over here. I suspect that if I want to fish this water effectively, I'm going to have no choice but to put something on that's heavier. All right, I'm going to put on a little streamer, try to get it to the bottom of this pool. Guys, got one. All right. All right. Yeah. All right. Nice. Slam that streamer. Yes. That was worthwhile putting that streamer on after all. I don't think I ever would have gotten the nymph down quick enough. There we go, guys. Another rainbow. Very aggressive little fish that smashed that olive woolly bugger. All right. Let's let this guy go. All right, guys. You know, it's so funny. It happens so often that when I'm on a new stream like this, I start to kind of get discouraged when I've gone a long ways and haven't been able to connect with something. And then it almost never seems to fail that every time I start to get discouraged, you know, I managed to get a trout. But, you know, this scenario presented itself really just when I needed it. You know, I've been chasing all of these really, really spooky fish in very, very shallow water, very, very challenging conditions, trying to be so delicate with that dry dropper rig. And a deep, rough pool like this, where I was finally able to switch over to a streamer, was, you know, just with the doctor order. I mean, that brought a fish to the net really, really quick. All right, guys. Well, I'm not gonna lie. I probably spent more time running a streamer through the water at that dam than I really shouldn't have. And I'm kind of back to water of the same sort of character that I was working with most of the time that I've been fishing here, which is to say, very clear, very shallow. We're going right back to the quite delicate dry dropper rig. You know, I was going to take the streamer off straight away, but I kind of realized that, you know, although that wasn't a particularly large dam that we were at, it was a dam nonetheless, and that does mean that for at least a little ways further up the stream here, it's going to be impounded, and there could be some water in here where maybe a streamer will work. So before I abruptly go taking it off, let's just see what else we find here. The only problem with the streamer at this point is that oh, got him! Yes! Oh yeah! All right! Boy, I saw that fish come out of nowhere. Took one look at the streamer, started to turn away, and then decided, nah, I want that. And he gulped it. Yes! Oh, net fail. Getting a little excited there. That was such a cool take. Oh man! All right. So damn cool. You can see he chomped that olive woolly bugger. Probably the biggest fish that I've gotten today thus far. Not bad. Can you imagine just, you think you're gonna eat some nice like wounded bait fish or something and you just come up with a mouthful of feathers? That's gotta kind of suck. But luckily for you, buddy, you're going right back to where you came from. All right, guys. Fish number 3, and my hunch that I should leave the streamer on definitely paid off. Really quick too. And boy, that take was so awesome. I mean, that fish just kind of raced out of the shadows out of nowhere and just rushed that thing. That was exciting. All right, let's keep going, guys. Morrissey Brook. Naromiyocknowhusunkatankshunk whatever. wind blowing right in my face. Let's see, was I recording that? I was. Well, what you just witnessed in a first person point of view was me slipping on a rock in really only about 2 feet of water, but just having my feet completely swept out from under me. And you know, I'm in my my springtime mode here with my waders rolled down to my waist. And I am soaked right now. My shirt is soaked, water has gone down into my waders. This sucks. I'll tell you what, guys, it's kind of a good thing that I'm just about ready to wrap it up and make the walk back to my truck, but it would have been really, really nice if I got through this outing without getting soaking wet. I guess that's the way it goes sometimes. All right, guys, well, what did we learn today? One, that Naromiyocknowhusunkatankshunk Brook, did I say that right? Naromiyocknowhusunkatankshunk Brook, yes, is a beautiful stream. Certainly a small stream. Certainly a stream that's going to challenge you if the water is running a little low for this time of year, no question about it. Now, the argument could be made that if opening day hadn't been opened so early, and maybe I was here in late April rather than in very late March, we might have seen these fish a little more eager to go after the dry, but just given these conditions, given how low the water is, given how clear the water is, given that people have clearly been up through here fishing before I got here, I had the cards stacked against me here. And you know, we got one fish very early on the dry dropper rig that took the pheasant tail, and missed a couple more fish on the dry dropper rig. Just didn't get a good hook set on them. Luckily, the olive woolly bugger came through and saved the day, giving me 2 aggressive takers. I'll tell you what, guys, I had a blast on Morrissey Brook. This was a really cool stream. I don't know when I'm really going to have an opportunity to get back here. I mean, there's so many cool streams to check out in this state, but I had a really good time here today, and I hope you guys have an opportunity to come out to Naromiyocknowhusunkatankshunk Brook yourselves one of these days. And I guess that pretty much wraps it up here. So if you enjoyed the video, be sure to hit that like button. And if you like what I'm doing out here, subscribe to see more. I will catch you guys next time. Look at this cool little place I found on my walk back, guys. Gaylord School, 1740. How crazy is that, guys? Before the United States was even a thing. God, I love Connecticut. You know, I got back to my truck here, and then I kind of thought, you know, there were a handful of fish in that very first pool that I hit. And I got one out of that pool, kind of spooked the rest of them. What if I can go back here and nab one more? I really bombed it out there. Got him. Oh, no, he got off. Damn. He wriggled off almost immediately. Is my hook bent out or something? Lord, he took very aggressively. Well, the hook's not bent out.